Market open, market open, market open. The market is open March 17th, 2026. Welcome to the show, $1 trillion tickers. You know how we do it. Let's get into it. Let's go on a 1 minute chart and let's see how our stocks are moving. We have SPY here. It's currently in the gap. Let's see what's gonna happen, y'all. It did have a nice move to the upside in the pre-market, but SPY is currently up 0.5% at 672.37. QQQ is up 0.5% at 603.27. Nvidia is up almost 0.5% at 184.10. Apple is down fractionally at 252.59. Google is up fractionally at 305.88. Microsoft is up fractionally at $400.70. Amazon is up 0.75% at 213.57. TSM is down almost 0.5% at 339. AVGO is up fractionally at 325.05. Meta is up 0.5% at 631.27. Tesla is down almost 0.5% at 394. Berkshire B is up 0.5% at 495. And Walmart is up fractionally at 126.18. All right, let me put on this 8-chart display. Top left-hand corner, we have Nvidia. Follow to the right, we have Apple, Google, and Microsoft. Underneath Nvidia, we have Amazon. To the right, TSM, AVGO, and Meta Platforms. All right. Oh, let me write good morning in the chat, y'all. Give me 1 second. And also, please, peace, blessings, financial freedom. There we are. Okay, let's see. Now, let's check out the market caps. For our $1 trillion tickers, we have Nvidia, 4.47 trillion. Apple, 3.72 trillion. Google, 3.7 trillion. Microsoft, 2.98 trillion. Amazon, 2.3 trillion. TSM, 1.76 trillion. Meta, 1.6 trillion. AVGO, 1.55 trillion. Tesla, 1.48 trillion. Berkshire B, 1.06 trillion. And Walmart, $1 trillion, y'all. All right, let's check out the Fear and Greed Index. See what we got. We should be back. No, we are still in extreme fear, y'all. We are still in extreme fear. Fear and Greed Index is at 22 right now. It's at 22. All right. Let's get into some news right quick. We have a lot of news today. All right, this is first thing we got Elon. It's about a less than a 1 minute clip. Check it out, y'all.
The reality of what's happening, whether one likes it or not, is that we're building super intelligent AIs, hyper intelligent, like intelligent, more intelligent than we can comprehend.
Yes.
So I would liken this to, like, let's say you have a child that is a super genius child, that you know it's going to be much smarter than you. Then, well, what can you do? You can instill good values in how you raise that child. So even though you know it's going to be far smarter than you, you can make sure it's got good values, philanthropic values, good morals, honest, productive, that kind of thing. Controlling, at the end of the day, I don't think we'll be able to control it. So I think the best we can do is make sure it grows up well.
He said we're not going to be able to control AI, y'all. So while AI is a baby, we got to make sure that we give it good morals. If not, It's going to be a Terminator situation. That's what it sounds like to me, folks. All right. So let's check on our stocks. So I did break up today's show into two different segments. The first was the pre-market show, and the second was this show here. So the pre-market show was the opening hook, the mantra, Robert Greene's daily law, the macro announcements, and earnings. And then this show, and also I was given levels. So I gave some levels here on SPY. So our first level hit. This was the open here at 672.35. My first level was this hourly level here at 673.33. So that has hit. My next level to the upside is going to be 647. So actually this was a gap, and now the gap has been filled. Let's go to the daily and make sure. Yeah, so this gap is filled, y'all. This gap right here is filled. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that. But so that was a good call by me in the pre-market, y'all. If you check the other show, I called it. I said this gap is going to get filled most likely. And it may reject at the top of the gap. It did end up breaking through. And it looks like it's holding. But if not, got it coming back down to our low of day, which is very close to our diagonal trend line here, which is our green line, which is our daily support. If you go on a daily, we can see it better. You see our green line. That's this is where it started. The initial bounce was September 25. We had a bounce here on November 25, and then we broke through on March 9th, and we're trying to get back to the upside now. So that's what I have there on SPY. Looks like it may have found some support on our hourly level here that it needed to break over, which was previously the gap. All right, so next let's check out the Qs. QQQ. So this was the open here at 603.13. And it did hit our first level here, which was 603.80. And now it's in the gap. It almost filled the whole gap. If it does continue to the upside, I do have it going to 606.30. And then to the downside, I have this, that looks like it bounced on the first candle. It came down and touched our hourly level before heading back to the upside. Okay, but it looks to be consolidating over the last 5 minutes. So that's fine. Let's check out Nvidia. Nvidia, okay, so Nvidia opened here right at our 1 hour resistance. Came up and shot down. Now it's looking to be pushing back to the upside. But to the downside, I got these levels here, 182.80 and 181.40. To the upside, I got our level here, 185.05, followed by 186.50 and 187.60. So those are our levels we'll be looking for on Nvidia today. Apple, let's check out Apple. So Apple opened here at 253.04. Came down, got bought up, and came right. What level is that? That is our 1 hour level. So I called this level in the pre-market as well. It's very close. Looks like it's about to hit it now. But if it ends up breaking that, break and retesting that, and coming the next level to the upside, I have 255.80. There it is, level hit. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. I have 255.80 followed by 256.90. Okay, and then to the downside, we have, lower day is going to be the first, 252.17, followed by pre-market low, which is 251.41. And then 249.55, y'all. And then we got a weekly level here at 248. Google. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful, just like I predicted. That's our 1 hour level. If you check out the pre-market show, I said Google can come to 307.60. And what happened, folks? The market, it opened at 305.87. It broke through our first hourly level and came exactly, I mean, to the penny. To the penny, y'all. Shout out to me for that call. To the penny, 307.60. Came up here and rejected, y'all. Great call. Yes, I'm gonna have to do this show more like this more often, where I give you the levels in the pre-market show, and we check them out when the market opens, y'all. I call that thing to the penny, y'all. Let's go. Don't make me start day trading again, y'all. Don't make me start day trading again. Alright, so if we do find some more upside later, if it ends up breaking this, I do got 308.90 as the next level. And then beyond that, our daily level here at 311.76. If it does end up coming back down, we got our weekly level here at 305.70. We're going to have our low of day at 305.50. And then our pre-market low of 303.38. And then our hourly level at 303, y'all. All right, next, let's get into some more news. The SEC is preparing a proposal to eliminate the quarterly earnings report requirement and instead giving companies the option to share results twice a year. That'll be a huge change because that has never happened. That has never happened. I think it could be good though because if companies don't have to report as often, that means they can really get to work for a longer period of time, knowing that they don't have to report the numbers in 90 days. If they got 180 days, they can actually do more work and it'll be less pressure on the companies. Year earnings, let's just go to once a year. But the thing is, if they miss, then you're not going to know for every 6 months if this company is falling off. So that's another side to it right there. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but hey, let's see how it works out. Let's see. Gotta try it. That's the only thing we can do. All right, next. So we had GTC. The first day of GTC was yesterday. You know, Nvidia, Jensen, the CEO, the most valuable company in the world. He has once a year. He has a GTC conference that talks about what's going on. They're talked a lot about AI and all the chips that they have coming out in the future, and all the companies they're collaborating with. And Jensen said this of many things. I watched most of the presentation yesterday. It was pretty long. It was like 2 hours, so I didn't finish it, but I watched most of it, and it was dope. It was super dope, man. I definitely believe Nvidia is the leader. And I do have some more NVIDIA news outside of this particular article or quote. And Jensen is quoted saying, "If you're not using AI to code, don't expect to have a job at NVIDIA. 100% of NVIDIA is using a combination of AI coding models, or oftentimes all three of them. Claude Code, Codex, and Cursor, all over NVIDIA. There's not one software engineer today who is not assisted by one or many AI agents." Think about that, folks. You can't even have a job at NVIDIA if you're not using AI to code. You think these other jobs not gonna follow suit? This is the leader, so yeah, they doing it first. But you think these other jobs are gonna let you work there if you don't know how to use AI? We gotta learn it, folks. We gotta learn it. All right, next. I thought this was interesting. Air taxi company Joby Aviation just completed demo flights across the San Francisco Bay Area, flying from Oakland to Marin Headlands in roughly 10 minutes. The flights kick off Joby's 2026 Electric Skies Tour, a nationwide showcase tied to America's 250th birthday. That's dope. So we got air taxis, y'all. Air taxis coming out. How many propellers it got? 2, 4, 6 propellers on that thing. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope, y'all. I don't know how much it's gonna cost for a ride, but it's pretty dope. All right, next. OpenAI's top executives are finalizing plans for a major strategy shift to refocus the company around coding and business users. Oh, so retail users, we not in the plans no more for OpenAI? What's up with that? They said they're going to refocus. They're going to plans for finalizing a major strategy shift to refocus the company around coding and business users. So we got to become business users, y'all. I wonder why would they do that? Because it seemed like it was just retail that was, well, not necessarily, but retail was heavy using it, but also, of course, businesses were using it as well, business owners. So basically, let's start a business and let's use OpenAI to help us with that. All right, next. Amazon has always been known for fast delivery, and it keeps getting faster. Introducing new 1 hour and 3 hour delivery options across hundreds of U.S. cities. Over 90,000 products are available in just a few clicks. Customers in Los Angeles, Chicago, and hundreds of cities across the U.S. can now get what they need in 3 hours or less. That's dope. That's dope. I love it, man. I love it. I love when I can order something and get it hella quick. That's so convenient that I would probably not ever stop paying for Amazon Prime because I love quick deliveries. Speaking of deliveries, I got a nice delivery yesterday. Got this pre-workout. We finna get it in this morning. Gonna go beast mode out here, y'all. Gonna go beast mode. All right, next. This from Business Insider. Andreessen from Andreessen Horowitz says he's seen a lot of executives take psychedelics and become surf instructors. He has a much more conventional drug of choice. Mark Andreessen critiques Silicon Valley's psychedelic trend, citing horror stories of executives using ayahuasca and quitting high-stakes roles to pursue relaxed lifestyles like surf instructing. He said in his podcast interview with Andrew Huberman, he favors caffeine as a safer performance enhancer, recalling extreme personal use that cause heart irregularities, underscoring a preference for conventional stimulants over experimental biohacking. This reflects broader tech adoption of psychedelics for creativity and anxiety relief, supported by a 2021 Nature study showing persisting cognitive benefits post psilocybin through a 2023 NIH analysis links lifetime use to reduce work hours and employment risks. Interesting. Yo, that's interesting. All right, this from Dan Ives yesterday talking about Jensen.
2 to 3 years ahead. The reality
Hold on, I gotta turn it up.
is, I mean, Nvidia is 2 to 3 years ahead of anyone, including Google. So look, with TPUs or what OpenAI is going to come out with, I mean, there are some alternatives, but the reality is you want the gold standard when it comes to Nvidia. Now, if you look at Meta and others, you can get, for every 10 chips that you want to get, you can maybe get 3 of them. Wow. So it speaks right now. We're talking demand supply is 12 to 1 for Nvidia chips. But when it comes to Grok and what they're showing in inferencing, this is them saying, we're not losing that market.
Nvidia top dog. They still, everybody want their chips. For every 10 chips that they want, they only getting 3. So the demand is crazy. They can't make enough chips. They can't even make enough chips. So many people need their chips. All right, next. This is from Business Insider. The Department of Homeland Security has been shut down since February 14th, with lawmakers still at odds over funding ICE and Border Patrol. This is leaving 260,000 employees, including TSA agents, unpaid amid funding disputes. The shutdown stems from partisan clashes over immigration and customs enforcement and Border Patrol reforms, triggered by a fatal shooting involving agents in January 2026, with Democrats demanding accountability measures like body cameras while Republicans block partial funding bills. The impact includes airport security delays from TSA staffing shortages, disrupted FEMA disaster reimbursements, and increased burdens on local governments, marking it the third longest U.S. shutdown in history with no resolution in sight. Shout out to all the TSA agents, man. That is a hell of a predicament to have to come to work and know you're not about to get paid. Hold your head, y'all. For real. Salute to y'all. All right, next. Oh, we got some comic relief from Trump, y'all. Check it out.
But, you know, they said this about...
Hold on. I gotta turn it up.
A lot of things no other president can do some of this shit I'm doing. No other president.
You heard that? Hold on, let me turn it up. Why is it so low?
But, you know, they said this about a lot of things no other president can do some of this shit I'm doing. No other president.
No other president can do this shit I'm doing. Shout out Trump, man. Always got some comic relief for this show. All right, next, check this out. This is a view of the rocket garden at Starbase. SpaceX Starship Rocket Garden. You see these big ass rockets? Big as the building. As far as height wise, they're all lined up next to each other. If you're on Facebook, you can't see it, but if you're on YouTube, you can see it. It's pretty incredible, y'all. Pretty incredible. All right, speaking of SpaceX, we got a quick clip from Elon, less than 30 seconds. Check it out.
In the next 6 to 12 months, we'll be doing our first implants for vision, where even if somebody's completely blind, we can write directly to the visual cortex. But long term, you would have very high resolution and be able to see in multispectral wavelengths. You could see in infrared, ultraviolet, radar, like a superpower situation.
Whoa, wait a minute. In the next 6 to 12 months, they're going to be giving blind people vision, but not regular vision. What it's going to have, Elon?
But long term, you would have very high resolution and be able to see in multispectral wavelengths. You could see in infrared, ultraviolet, radar, like a superpower situation.
I don't know if I will want to see infrared, ultraviolet. It's gonna be too much shit. There's gonna be too much shit to see. Like, you'll be blind again. Bruh, if you can see all that. So first you're blind, and then you get the Neuralink, and then you can see. But I don't. Can you see? You can see UV and infrared. It's gonna be too much. But shoot, if you was blind before the procedure, then you ain't tripping. You gonna see. You gonna be like, wow. I thought that was interesting though. All right, next, we got a quick clip from Bezos at the World Economic Forum.
What is it that you're doing at Amazon?
AI. Yeah, and so I mean there are a few things, but it's 95% AI.
And where do you?
So it's just so because we're literally working on 1,000 applications internally. So AI, you have to remember, modern AI is a horizontal enabling layer. It can be used to improve everything. It will be in everything. This is most like electricity. These kind of horizontal layers, like electricity and compute and now artificial intelligence, they go everywhere. I guarantee you there is not a single application that you can think of that is not going to be made better. But
AI is here to stay, y'all. It's a horizontal enabling layer. AI will be in everything. So let's learn how to use it, folks. If it's going to take our jobs, at least we'll know how to use it. I thought this was very interesting. So China, you know how they're ahead of us as far as robots. So a robot started tweaking. Check it out, y'all. The robot started breaking dishes, and then the lady grabbed him by the collar, and then he started dancing, and people in the background is laughing, but the robot is really out of control. It's three employees grabbing the robot, trying to turn it off, but they can't turn it off. They just start breaking shit. And then start dancing. That's crazy. That's dope though, man. Oh, wait a minute. A dancing robot. Oh, this is in California. This says a Chinese hot pot in California. I need to go to that restaurant. Hold on. Let's see if we can find out what restaurant that is. Oh, it's in San Jose. Okay. It's a viral video of a wheeled service robot at, I don't know how to say that name, Hot Pot in San Jose, misidentified as China. Malfunctioning by dancing erratically, knocking over dishes, and resisting staff attempts to stop it for over 20 seconds. That's dope. I want to go eat there so I get served by a robot. Next. Oh, man. So this is a quick 15-second video, but let me give you some context. Okay, so we back on our Black and African history. So the Baka women transform river water into rhythm and ancient drumming tradition. Deep in the rainforests of Central Africa, music is not limited to instruments made of wood or metal. For women of the Baka people, the river itself becomes an instrument. Among the Baka, who primarily live in the forests of Cameroon, Gabon, and the Republic of Congo, women practice a remarkable musical tradition known as water drumming. Standing waist deep in a river or stream, they rhythmically strike the surface of the water with their hands, creating sharp, resonant sounds that echo through the forest. By carefully controlling the angle of their palms and the force of each strike, the women produce different tones, deep thuds, crisp slaps, and splashes that blend into intricate rhythms. When performed together, these sounds form a complex musical patterns that accompany singing, celebration, and communal gatherings. This tradition is not just entertainment. It reflects the deep relationship between the Baka people and the forest environment that sustains them. Rivers, trees, animals, and natural world are all central to the culture, spirituality, and daily life. Transforming water into music demonstrates a creative harmony with nature that has been passed down through generations. Water drumming also highlights the important cultural role of women in Baka society. Through song, rhythm, and performance, they preserve stories, traditions, and collective identities. It really sounds like a beat, y'all. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. It really sounds like a beat. It's only 15 seconds. If you're on YouTube, you can see the video. That really sounds like a beat, though. It's kind of a fast-paced beat, but somebody can rap on that, bro. Somebody can rap on that. All right, next. Tesla, Elon be so focused. Oh, actually, before we check out that next piece of news, let's run the numbers on these other tickers. All right, so we got SPX. We could go on a 5-minute chart right now. Really strong opening. It's up almost 0.75% at 6,745. SPY's up almost 0.75% at 673.59. So it looks like it did hit our second target of 674.40, and it only went 4 cents over our target and sold off right back to our first target. So shout out to me for those 2 targets that got hit. Yeah, we might have to really start day trading again, because if I could just call price like that, man, shout out to me. Next, we got the NAS 100 up over 0.75% at 24,832. QQQ. Okay, so this gap has been filled, so I can go ahead and delete this gap. It did not make it to our target. It was close, but it didn't make it to the target. At least target number 2. My target was 606.30. It came up to 605.90 and sold off. But that doesn't mean that it won't hit that later today. It's just so far in the first 33 minutes of market open. Yep. All right. The Dow Jones is up almost 0.75% at 47,248. The Dow Jones ETF is up almost 0.75% at 473.42. The VIX was dropping a lot. It did come down to 22, but it did recently take some upside. It's at 22.30 right now, but it's down 5% on the day. The 10-year Treasury yield is at 4.20. Gold is at $5,010 an ounce. The Gold Mini Shares Trust is at $99.15. The Silver Trust is at $73.32. The Copper Miners ETF is down barely under break even at 78.64. AMD is up almost 1% at 198.22. Bitcoin is down to almost 2% at 73,579. Oh, okay. I didn't even know Bitcoin went that high. Oh, Bitcoin ran yesterday. Bitcoin ran yesterday evening after market close around 6:35 p.m. yesterday. Bitcoin hit 76,000. $222. It's since sold off, but it's currently at 73.555, y'all. All right, IBIT is down 0.5% at 41.71. Ethereum is down 1.25% at 2,323. BMNR is down barely at 22.38. Palantir is up over 1.5% at 155.26, and Robinhood is up about the same percentage at 76.60. All right, let's check out the sectors. See what we got. All the sectors are green, y'all. Let's go. My bad. Let me turn down that money printer. Oh, it looks like XLE hit an all-time high today, too. Let me move this all-time high up here. XLE hit an all-time high, y'all. 58.80 is all-time high. It's up almost 1.5% today. XLK is up almost 1% at 139.90. XLF is up 1.25% at 49.93. XLY is up over 1% at 113.45. XLC is up almost 1% at 116.35. XLV is up over 0.25% at 151.51. XLP is up almost 0.5% at 85.37. XLU is up 0.25% at 47.39. XLI is up 0.25% at 166.53. XLB is up over 1% at 49.92. And XLRE is up 0.75% at 42.92. All right. Let's check out some ETFs that we like to check out on the show. IWM. Look at all the ETFs are green on the day. Let's go. IWM is up 1% at 251.42. SPYM is up over 0.5% at 79.04. QQQM is up 0.75% at 249.07. SPYG is up almost 0.5% at 102.82. SOXQ is up almost 0.75% at 61.85. TQQQ is up over 2.25% at 248. Excuse me, at 48.54. SOXL is up 2.5% at 55. SOXX is up 0.75% at 340.44. XLG is up almost 0.5% at 56.59. The IVES 30 is up almost 0.75% at 30.59. SPYI is up 0.5% at 51.37. And QQQI is up almost 0.75% at 52.40. All right, let's check out the heat map. All right, I see a lot of green and a lot of gray. Not too much red. The only red I got is Eli Lilly is down over 2.5%. AVGO is down over 0.5%. Intel is down 1.5%. GE is down almost 1.5%. But there's a lot of green all over. And a lot of gray too. All right. Let's check out some more news.
I don't really think about competitors. I just think about making the product as perfect as possible.
You don't think about competitors at all.
Like that. I just think about making what we want to achieve is the platonic ideal of the perfect product. And as long as you focus on that, you will have a compelling product, obviously.
Elon said he don't think about competitors. He just want to make the best product perfect as possible. We ain't got time to think about the competition. We putting in work to make the best product ever. All right. This is from Amit on Twitter. He's quoting Jensen. We are in every cloud, every ecosystem. We serve every single industry. Once you install Nvidia GPUs, the use for them is so large because of every single sector we touch, y'all. Nvidia is everywhere, y'all. All right. And yeah, I think we'll end it on this here. This great picture. It's an AI picture, but it's super clean. Michael B. Jordan makes history as the 6th black man to win an Oscar. Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Forrest Whitaker, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith, and now Michael B. Jordan. Salute to them brothers there, y'all. Alright, so let me know how y'all like the new show layout, the 2 shows instead of 1 show, the pre-market show, and then this show here where we get the numbers. Actually, before we end the show, let's see if we hit any more levels that we called out. Let's see. We had it came back down. So you can also play this as where price may go after it hits a certain level. So it broke the first level, came up, hit the second level, and came back to the first level. So you could play puts. You could play this as a rejection. So you could take profits on your call at resistance, and then you could get into a put and get back to TP1. You don't have to, but that's just an idea. Okay, we didn't make it to TP2 on here. We got close though. It was like 40 cents away before the sell-off. But let's see. Looks like it's coming back down to our hourly level here. Nvidia. Okay, Nvidia is selling off now. It broke through our weekly level, and it looks like it's headed to 180, 140. This is my next downside level for Nvidia before bounce, which was the low of yesterday. All right, Apple touched our initial take profit, the 1 hour level here. It ran up and it's coming back down, looks like. And Google touched our take profit with the first candle, came back down to the second. Oh, excuse me. Google touched our second take profit perfectly. That's what we were talking about earlier. It came up there perfectly, and it came back to our other level here. As you can see, bounce, coming back again, bounce. So good calls right there, y'all. All right, that's it. You know how we like to end the show with some Instagram messages.
Every morning, everyone should receive 5 affirmations. All right? I am the best. I can do it alone. God is always with me. I am a winner. Today is my day.
So look at the stock market and investing. It's like, I'm not saying you have to invest in the stock market, but I can tell you right now, you can't save or work your way to wealth. And people I'm going to save money. Good. How has that gotten you? I'm going to work. Great. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I work in my company too. You cannot solely rely on that. And you can go start your business. I did that too. It took me a very long time to get to where I am. And it's not for everybody, but you can invest in somebody else's business. I'd rather make money off of Amazon continuing to become a multi-trillion-dollar business while I go build my company.
Talk about it. Shout out Ashley Fox.
Chase excellence, never chase money. Why? Because money has an incredible way of finding excellence. Did you chase excellence and not money? Do you have the intellectual curiosity to learn everything you can about this incredible industry and master it? Become the smartest person in the room. Have you mastered it?
It don't happen overnight, and there's gonna be moments when it's really, really frustrating,
And it's going to be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're going to take yourself on a ride that's very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work, appreciating it, when it's good and not stressing too bad when it's bad, just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
And that's what we do here on the Trillion Dollar Tickers broadcast. We show up every day. I'm your host, Matt Riches. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know in the comments or in the DM if you enjoyed how I broke up the show into 2 different shows. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.